to Pauper Dicks, where we play paper, Pauper Dicks. Like, subscribe, share, people. I don't want to eat Taco Bell for the rest of my damn life. Thanks. Give us a comment.
Alright, folks, the year is now 1996. We're on Alliances. Spice Girls is on the radio. And, anyways, let's start it off here with Aether Glider.
Wait a second. Pass me a Pepsi Crystal Clear. I wanted to talk about, like, this is like... It's kind of like the first addition to an expansion. This was... And I did these in order. It went 4th edition, I think, then Ice Age, and then Homelands, and then Wizards decided, hey, Ice Age was such a neat idea, let's continue on with that story with another expansion to the expansion called Alliances. And then let's wait like 10 or 15 years to put out Cold Snap, because that makes sense. But anyway, I don't understand it, but this was like the first time that they decided to go beyond one set for an expansion set. Instead of just one printing run, now they're doing 3. Well, this was the dawn of the age of the 3 set expansion sets. Anywho, what's the first card there?
Alright, so the first card is Aether Glider. It's an artifact creature, it costs 3, it's a 2/1 flyer, can't block.
Costs 3?
Yep.
2/1 flyer and it can't block.
I wouldn't use it. I think this card sucks.
It's an artifact?
Yep.
What kind of?
Artifact creature.
Is it not like bird or anything like that, or just a straight artifact creature?
Just an artifact creature.
Okay, well, my bad. I can't see the screen. I'm driving here. I'm actually being a advocate for all the people just listening and not watching. Anywho, go on with the next card, please. It's not playable.
Arcane Denial. 1 and a blue. It's an interrupt, counter target spell. That spell's caster may draw up to 2 cards at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep.
What do you think?
Alright, so it's a counter, and then both of you guys draw 2 cards, right? So it's basically a counter, and you and your opponent draw 2 cards at the beginning of the next upkeep. I mean, for 2, I think that's...
The card name's Arcane Denial?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of good. I mean, yeah, you're giving your opponent an advantage with drawing 2 cards also, but, like, it's not playable, right?
Well, if you're milling your opponent, you might want to use this card, or you could even say play any 1-drop spell that maybe is a dud in your hand. Like, say, pretend you're playing black-blue and you got Doomblade in your hand and your opponent's mono black. Well, you could be like, I'm going to Doomblade and then I'm going to Arcane Denial. So for 4, I mean, that's not the greatest mana cost, but otherwise the Doomblade was a dud, and now you've countered your dud to go ahead and let you draw 3 cards on your next... Or it was basically 4 cards for 4 mana, right? Because you'd be drawing on your upkeep, and then you get your upkeep, and then you draw step, right? So that's definitely Pauper playable. It's just...
It doesn't cost 4, it costs 2, you know?
No, I know. I'm saying for 2, 1 and a black to play the Doomblade, and then you have to pay for it. And then, obviously, you pay for the Doomblade, you pay for the Arcane Denial, then you draw a card, being the one who had the spell, this counter spell. Yeah, so it's real simple. I mean, you just end up drawing a bunch of cards. You just have to, like, throw away a spell. I mean, you could be like, I don't know, Like
All right.
Ponder would be a more mana efficient way of doing it, but you wouldn't really want to counterspell a Ponder. So I don't know, but it is a playable card. That is the first Pauper playable card of Alliances. There's one card now from Alliances. Let's see what else they brought us to the format that they didn't know existed.
Oh my gosh, let's please move on. Alright, number 3. Astrolabe. Sorry guys, it's real small on my screen. Astrolabe. Okay. For 3, it's an artifact. 1, tap, sack it to add 2 mana of any one color to your mana pool. Play this ability as an interrupt. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. I think that's good. Let's see. Play this ability as an interrupt. Oh, yeah, right.
It costs how much to come out? 3?
3. And then 1. It's not terrible. 1 tap, sack it, add 2 of one color as an interrupt, and draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep.
The 2 of the one color is pretty sweet. That is brewable for sure.
I mean, that could 2 lightning bolts. That could like literally kill your opponent off, you know. And if you're playing
I don't think Burn would want to run that though. That's not really a good outlet for it. It would be good in like some weird scenario that like Pauper eggs could use it if. But there's so many other things that I don't know. There's Chromatic Star that does the same thing. It's 1 mana and you only get 1 mana from it, but when you sack it or when it hits the graveyard, you draw a card. So your opponent can blow it up and you still get to draw a card.
Another thing I was just thinking is you have playing a mono black deck or something. You have 2 dark rituals. Bam. Play 2 dark rituals right there. You have 6 mana now.
Yeah, that'd be sick if you had 2 dark rituals in your hand, which is very rare to have. I mean, you can't really count on
It's been done, folks. I've had it.
You can't sit there and build a deck hoping that you'll get 2 dark rituals either.
Right, and I was also spacing out when you were talking, and I was just trying to think of like how I would play it in a deck the whole time. And for those of you that don't know, I like black the best. It's my favorite. And anyways, moving on. Oh wait, sorry. So do you think that's playable, or what's your verdict?
I'd call it brewable. If you could brew with it, if you're making a deck that just like wants to blow up artifacts and get mana of whatever colors and stuff. It's definitely not the top pick for that slot of thing.
No, it's
not. That sort of card, I mean, it's been replaced with other viable, faster, cheaper options, so it is not Pauper playable.
I think it could also be good in maybe like an affinity deck, possibly.
Yeah, it could be a replacer, like if you didn't want to like go out and if you couldn't find the card or you didn't want to spend the money or whatever, like for like a Chromatic Star or whatever. Maybe it's not Chromatic Star. I might be remembering that wrong, but you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like came out.
Prophetic Prism and Chromatic Star.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Chromatic Star. Anyway.
Yeah, that's the one that you draw a card when it goes through your graveyard.
No. It comes into play, and then like you can sack it for a color, and you draw a card, and Affinity uses it a lot.
Yeah, right. We're on the same page.
Okay.
All right, moving on. Balduvian Horde. Now,
Pauper playable.
2 and 2 red barbarians. It's 5/5. When it comes into play, discard a card at random from your hand or bury it.
Oh.
5/5 for 4.
And actually, that'd be kind of neat in like a black-red Ixnu Reanimator, Ulamog Crusher, Gurmag Angler deck.
Yeah,
Discard your Crusher when you play it. But the thing is, it's at random, so you wouldn't have an Exhume in your hand, presumably, if you're going to do that, because that could be really, really bad.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose your Exhume and still have a Crusher. So that's very. It's maybe brewable at best, because you can't.
I wouldn't consider it playable.
I mean, 4 for 5/5 though. That's not bad, but still, it's 4 mana. You're talking like after. You could have been wiped out on like turn 3 by like Infect.
For me, it's just the discarding a card at random. It's like that would be. I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. Benthic Explorers, 3 and a blue. It's a Merfolk, 2/4 Merfolk. Tap, untap target tapped land an opponent controls to add 1 mana of any type that land produces to your mana pool. For 4, and it's 2/4 Merfolk.
That's not playable, but that would be funny to do to somebody just to mess with them. I'm gonna untap your mana and take it away from you, and I'm gonna produce a green mana for me over here when I don't need it.
To fog.
Just to mess with, yeah. Whatever, Ruby, I got this good.
Alright. Beastie.
I'm gonna spend 4 minutes so I can fog.
Yeah.
I guess Tron could run that, because, like, they just got, or, like, Freed from the Grill, once you go infinite, it's like, you can do all kinds of silly things. But, you know, not really efficient. Anyway, moving on.
Alright, Bestial Fury. 2 and a red. Creature enchantment. Draw a card at the beginning of the upkeep of the turn after Bestial Fury comes into play. If enchanted creature attacks and is blocked, it gains trample and gets +4/+0 until end of turn.
And is that an enchant creature card?
Yeah, so...
I have to, like, kind of figure that out listening to you.
Okay, so you would enchant your creature for 3 with it, right? And then whenever that creature attacks and is blocked... Gmail, stop. Whenever that creature attacks and is blocked, it gains trample and gets +4/+0 until end of turn. And you also get to draw a card at the beginning of the upkeep of the turn after it comes into play. So I think that sounds pretty good.
Neat. There's a lot of stuff that's kind of giving me a headache thinking about all the things it does.
It just gives your...
So
when your creature's blocked, it gets trample and +4/+0, and you also get to draw a card the next...
So it basically promises you won't get blocked unless it's just...
Yeah. Or if you get blocked, you
get
have to
surprises if your opponent's like, no, I really can't take that damage.
Or if like their creature has to block or whatever.
That'd be fun to brew with, but it's not Pauper playable. Let's move on.
Yeah. Casting of Bones, 2 and a black. Creature enchantment. If enchanted creature is put into the graveyard, draw 3 cards. Choose and discard one of those cards for 3.
And is it an enchant creature? Is it sorcery? What is it?
Creature enchantment.
Okay, so
whenever that
creature dies, draw 3 and discard 1.
Yep.
That's really cool. Yeah, I mean, I've used it in the past. I forgot that it did that way. I always remember things a little different than what they actually are sometimes. I guess that's the Mandela effect. But on the serious note, that is brewable at best. Not really a Pauper playable card, but I find it interesting. I'd brew with it. That's definitely might be Brewer's pick number 1 for the day of all the sets I've been through. Go on with the next card.
Deadly Insect, 4 and a green. It's a 6/1. Summon insect. Cannot be the target of spells or effects.
4 and a green. It's a 4/1. It's
6/1.
It's hexproof, basically.
Yeah.
4 and a green for a 6/1 hexproof. I mean, Bogles just likes playing 1-drops. There's really no reason to fool around with playing 5-drops when you're playing Bogles. I mean, Stompy, that could be interesting in Stompy, but they like Ciliano or Ledgewalker or whatever, so I mean, it's not Pauper playable. I don't think any deck needs that card. It's just too expensive. 4 and a green.
Yep.
If it was just 1 or 2 less, we could say it was definitely brewable. With 4 and a green, though, I mean, anytime a card costs 5, it better be like polishing
Haste
turds, you know, like doing some amazing things that cannot be done.
Like haste, trample, +4/+0.
Yeah. Come on, Wizards, get with it. I mean, what are you guys doing to us? What do you think? We're just going to play with a 5-cost green hexproof creature in 1996? Come on.
Alright, this next one, the artwork's cool. Death Spark costs 1 red. It's an instant. Death Spark deals 1 damage to target creature or player at the end of your upkeep. If Death Spark is in your graveyard with a creature card directly above it, you may pay 1 to put Death Spark in your hand.
What the hell? The rules back then were just going bonkers. Not just if it has a creature above it, like it's in the graveyard. I mean, I guess we kind of left the graveyard in order. I don't think that's such a thing anymore.
I know, because sometimes I'll put my
I'm always weird about that.
I'll put my flashback cards or whatever up at the top of my graveyard so I can remember to use them, so I didn't really actually know that.
So I guess like
but I haven't played.
You could just put whatever creature on top of him, you know.
I guess back then maybe there was rules that you couldn't mess with.
I mean, I kind of, you know, like we didn't really take things out of the graveyard a lot of times back then. That's probably one of the first times we even took something out of. Our video died out. It's like, I think that yeah, that might be one of the first cards, especially is it green or it's red. You got to start. All right, it's a red card that brings. Oh, it's an instant. Okay. You need to tell me the color and what the card type is.
I did. Everyone, please, in the comments below, tell them.
Okay, well, I am a tiny bit distracted. My bad.
We're on a road trip. But yeah, Death Spark, it's 1 mana, and 1 red instant, deals 1 damage to target creature or player at the end of your upkeep. If Death Spark is in your graveyard with a creature card directly above it, you may pay 1 to put it into your hand.
So, very specific. I'm sure like a judge would be like, nah, bro, you need to like. I mean, how would you get a creature card in your during your upkeep? That's real specific. I don't think that would just. I guess yeah. On your next turn, like if you had a creature die, then yeah, then you take it back out. That'd be neat to mess with. I find it interesting that is technically Pauper legal. It just with that kind of rule. I mean, on it, but basically you just get it back for one red mana or just 1 colorless mana?
1 to put it in your hand, and then you have to cast it for 1 red.
Oh wow, yeah, I'd say that's. I've never seen any decks run that, but I'd say that's like. I would build a deck around that. That's kind of neat, but it's only 1 damage, and yeah, I mean burn just. There's so many other good slots for 1 red. I mean, you do 3 damage most of the time, so it's brewable. But still, I think it's kind of neat. It might be what Burn could make use of it late game, but probably there's so many other good options though. Yeah, it's just a shame that one's pretty neat. It's like one of the first flashback cards, and it's red too. It's not black, so. Whatever, anyway, I'm done.
Yeah, I think we've spent enough time on that one. Yeah. Alright. Elvish Ranger, 2 and a green, and it's a 4/1 elf. Look at that artwork, y'all. She's got some big old titties. I think for 3, a 4/1 elf is actually very Pauper playable because, like, in the Pauper elf decks I've played, 3 mana is easy peasy, and then you have a 4/1 elf. You like Rancor, or I don't fucking know. You could put something, and you could be doing some serious damage, like turn 3. Because you have like Elvish Mystic and Llanowar and your forests. So before turn 4, even
you know. Do it earlier, yeah.
I don't know. What do you think for 3, a 4/1 elf?
It's brewable, and it would be a neat inclusion in the elves, but that deck is pretty tight, and that's a pretty tight ship. I mean, it's like, yeah, that would just it'd be fun to mess with, but I don't think it's definitely not an addition to our format as far as like a solid card, like so far. I mean, just in the cards we've discussed, I think Arcane Denial is the only one that's really a Pauper playable card, 100%.
All right,
these are neat, but as far as like Pauper playable cards, what was that called? We just reviewed
Elvish Ranger.
Elvish Ranger. That I'm pretty sure that maybe that. Let me see that. It doesn't do anything when it comes into play. It's just a 4/1 for 3. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Alright.
That's neat, but
let's move on. Exile, 2 and a white. It's an instant. Remove target non-white attacking creature from the game. Gain life equal to that creature's toughness.
Remove from the game and gain life life equal to its toughness. That's better than unmake.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds really good.
It's an instant?
Yeah.
Damn. White
Exile.
removal. White?
Yeah.
And you gain life or your opponent gains life?
You do.
Dude, that is sweet shit. What is that called again? Exile?
Yeah.
Holy shit, how have I never seen this card before? That's a Pauper card right there. I haven't seen it in any decks. I haven't heard of it before in my life, but that, you can... 3 mana? Yeah, I mean, it's unmake. Except you gain life from the creature that you're removing from the game.
Yeah, and then if it, like...
And it has the name Exile. I mean, damn, that's badass. See, this is why we're doing these reviews, folks. We're discovering cards together. Exile is one of my new favorites. I'm going to have to go to the card shop and get 4 copies. All right, let's move to the next one. There's
and then
2
they're
cards
like...
for the set now. Arcane Denial and Exile.
All right.
Or was there one in between there that we didn't?
No, I think that was all
Okay.
you. All right, Feast or Famine, 3 and a black with Shaggy on the artwork. It's an instant. Bury target non-black, non-artifact creature, or put a zombie token into play. Treat this token as a 2/2 black creature. So for 4,
You get a zombie token.
either you can get a zombie token, or you can bury a target non-black, non-artifact creature.
That's neat. For 1 more, you can just play Moan of the Unhallowed. Or for 1 less, you can just play a Doomblade. I like that it's both. You know, that's another one of those possibly Pauper playable cards. Although, Exile is a solid... And Exile is more of a sideboard card, I would say. So that, like, Exile is like, I like it. I've never seen it in decks. But we're talking about Shaggy here, so it's an instant. It's 4. You can choose to either have a 2/2 or get rid of a creature. That's not bad. It's definitely brewable. I'd say, you know, like Exile would get like 9 out of 10 stars for like use. You know, for me, like 10 just being like 100% Pauper playable. Like Arcane Denial, that just gets 10 stars. It's definitely got use in certain decks. It's like top of its class and what it can do. The Exile is, I would say, yeah, like 9.5. It's top of the class in what it does. Like, it's better than Unmake. You gain life from it. I mean, that's awesome. And what is this one called?
Feast or Famine.
Feast or Famine. I'd say that's like a solid 8 stars, okay? So it's just 8.5. You know, it's just right there. It's possibly Pauper playable. And that's what I mean when I give it that name. Sometimes I'm like, it's brewable. Like, that means it's like, yeah, you just try it out and see. You might think that card needs to be replaced later after you play with it a few times. Anywho, there's a little bit more definition on what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. Let's continue.
Fevered Strength costs 3, 2 and a black. It's an instant. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep.
+2/+0?
Yeah. Until end of turn, and it's for 3.
Nah, that's not playable. That's good.
The artwork's cool, dude. Gorilla Chieftain. It costs 4, 2 and 2 green. It's a 3/3 gorilla. 1 and a green, regenerate. So it's a 3/3 gorilla for 4, and then you can regenerate it for 2.
Yeah, it's not really playable. I don't know. Regenerate was pretty hot shit back in the day, but I mean, these days Regenerate, I mean, like, you never see anybody using it, but could be. I don't know, maybe we'll see people using Regenerate more in the future. That'd be kind of neat. It's not a playable card. I'd say it's brewable, maybe.
Yep. Alright, this next one I know is Gorilla Shaman.
That's 100% playable. That is a sideboard card for the deck affinity. And, yeah, I mean, that's about it. I don't think there's really many other Pauper eggs. There's really not too many artifact-heavy decks, and Affinity hasn't been seeing a lot of use. Anywho, let's move forward.
Alright, Gorilla Warcry. For 1 and a red, instant. Attacking creatures cannot be blocked by only one creature this turn. Play only during combat before defense is chosen. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep.
It's an instant, but you have to play before combat.
Yeah.
Like, letting you know, hey, by the way, once the blockers are declared, that's it. You can't, like, take that back. There's no removing that. That happens. Once it happens, it happens. Guerrilla War Cry, and it's...
Oh, it costs 2.
Yeah, it's not playable. You don't have to... You just move forward. That's not really a playable card. It's brewable at best. I wouldn't mess with it, really. I can just tell you guys right off the bat, like, some of these cards I'm just kind of like, right away. Like, I know, just like, I can get a feel when there's a card that has some spark, and when there's a card that's just kind of meant to fill a gap.
Insidious Bookworms costs 1 black.
This one does some spark. I love this one.
Alright.
Makes you discard a card when he dies, right? At random.
Yeah.
Or do you sacrifice it for 1 black?
I mean, yes. Do you want me... Just let me read it. So 1/1 for 1... for 2, target player discards a card at random from his or her hand. Use this ability only when he is put into the graveyard from play. You cannot spend more than 2 mana in this way each turn.
I used to run him in the McGrim deck way long time ago. Wish Pauper would get McGrim or Liliana's Caress downshifted. That would be kind of neat. We only would want one or the other, because 2 would be way too much. We're already getting the hippie in Modern Horizons, so that would be kind of neat, but we'll see. Maybe they'll do that. That would be a nice surprise. But okay, yeah. Insidious Bookworm is brewable. I'd say, yeah, like not that great of a card. There's other things that do that better. But it's fun. You know what I mean? Moving on.
All right. Kajeldarin Pride. 1 and a white. Creature enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +1/+2. And then you can play 2 and a blue. Switch Kajeldarin Pride from creature it enchants to another creature. Its new target must be legal. Treat Kajeldarin Pride as though it were just cast on the new target.
That's neat. I like that they're sharing colors in this set, and they've finally decided that white cards can have blue mana symbols on them and stuff, but that's really not playable, in my opinion. I wouldn't even bother brewing it with it, honestly.
Alright. Lotnum's Legacy. 1 and a blue. It's an instant. Choose a card from your hand and shuffle that card into your library to draw 2 cards at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep.
Next turn's upkeep. You gotta wait now. Hold on. Don't be drawing no cards yet. Wait till you're about to draw your other card so it feels great. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I don't know. That's kind of like Faithless Looting, but better, because you don't even have to discard it. And it costs how much? 3 or 2? 2. 2, that ain't too bad. It's blue, right?
Yep.
That's not too bad, really, for blue. You never know what you'll see played when they start banning Gush and Gataxian Probe. Anywho, let's move forward. It's possibly playable at best.
Phantasmal Fiend costs 4, 3 and a black.
He's a Demir guy.
He's a 1/5.
You can pay
Phantasm.
1 in blue and he becomes a 5/1, right?
Yes. And then you can also play 1 black, and he gets +1/-1 until end of each turn.
Oh wow!
Or until end of turn.
I used to play with him. I'd say he's brewable. Maybe he's like possibly Pauper playable, just barely. Who knows? He might surprise some people. I mean, if people were actually trying to play with old cards that came out way before our format did.
Why not?
But yeah, I mean, back when these are all the cards that there were, that was definitely usable. I mean, kind of like, you know, because you can just do that ability after, you know, you've declared attacks and stuff, right? I mean, then you just switch it up. If nobody's going to attack, then they get taken 5. It's basically, I like it. It's, you know, and like somebody wants to block, all right, well, I'll just let it be a 1/5 or whatever, unless it's a... Yeah, whatever. Anywho, it's not a Pauper playable card. I mean, not the, you know, so far still we only have Arcane Denial on that.
Oh, I see another one that we're gonna add to the list.
Oh, and Gorilla Shaman. We got 3.
Yeah. Alright, not this one, but I see one coming up. Phyrexian Boon. It costs 2 and a black creature enchantment. As long as enchanted creature is black, it gets +2/+1. Otherwise, it gets -1/-2.
That's neat, but not playable.
Yeah, for 3.
It's brewable, maybe.
Alright, Pillage. 1 and 2
that
red.
One's playable. That was when it was originally printed. That is a good card for land destruction. It's like another Stone Rain. Enough said there.
Or Molten Rain.
Yeah.
Alright, so we got Pillage. Reinforcements. It's 1 white, instant, put up to 3 target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library in any order. Wow.
How much
for 1 white?
For 1 white?
Yeah, it's an instant.
You just put 3 creatures on top of your library.
From your graveyard. Yeah.
Instant?
Yeah.
That is so playable. What the hell?
Yeah.
What is that called?
Reinforcements.
Reinforcements in exile. We're discovering new cards today, people.
Yeah, we're gonna go buy some cards later.
Alright. 5 cards now.
Reprisal. 1 and a white, instant. Bury target creature with power 4 or greater.
Yeah, that's like other cards. They've reprinted that idea on other versions and variants. Like, I can't remember now. It's like Smite the Monstrous. It's the same card. Anyway, move on. That's not playable.
Alright, Shield Spear. It's free. I had this one.
Card.
Yeah.
I actually had to pay like $3 for each one that I got.
Yeah, I got it for 2 in Richmond, I think. But 0/6 counts as wall if it's assigned as a blocker put of -0/1. I mean, -0, -1 counter on it. Alright.
6 cards now.
So, Shield Spear, we got that. Soul Grail. For 3, it's an artifact. When it comes into play, choose a color. Tap, add 1 mana of the chosen color to your mana pool. Play this ability as an interrupt.
Not playable.
Alright, Storm Crow. 1 and a blue, it's a 1/2 flying bird.
Not really playable.
Alright, Varchild's Crusader. 3 and a red, it's a 3/2 knight. 0, Varchild's Crusader cannot be blocked except by walls this turn. Bury Varchild's Crusader at the end of turn.
That's playable. It's brewable. Possibly Pauper playable, but yeah. Not going to count it.
Alright, we got 2 left. Viscerid Armor. 1 and a blue, creature enchantment.
Just saw a tow truck on the side of the road with its missing a tire up on a. You never see that.
A tow truck.
Tow truck tow. Alright, card.
1 and a blue, it's a creature enchantment. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. For 1 and a blue, return it to its owner's hand.
Yeah, that's just. If it did more, then I'd say yeah, it's cool, but that's not really cool.
Nope. Alright, Wild Aether. 2 and a white. 1/1 flying first strike Aether. And you can play 2 white, get +2/+0 until end of turn. You cannot spend more than 2 in this way each turn.
Yeah.
So for 3 you get a 1/1 first strike flyer, and then you can pump it up to a 3/1 each turn.
That's just, I'm not excited about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. 6 cards.
Yep.
Almost as many good cards as Ice Age. Apparently these new sets where they're adding to the expansion and not just going one of expansion, so it actually makes some pretty neat cards. Let's see what they come up with next.
Well, actually we got 7 because Casting of the Bones you added, right?
No, I'd say that was just it's just not all the way there. And like Reprisal and Exile are neat, and I've never seen them in builds before. Casting of the Bones. How much did that one cost? 3 or 2?
3.
read that one off again one more time.
If enchanted creature is put into the graveyard, draw 3 cards. Choose and discard one of those cards.
Yeah, that could be cool. I mean, because you can enchant it, and then you can do like, holy crap, you can get some really good value with it if you use that black card. What's it called? Costly Plunder. So yeah, you put it on a black cat, and either costly plunder it, or even better, do a Tendrils of Despair on it. I think that's the name of the card. You know what I'm talking about.
Tendrils of Corruption? Or?
No, Tendrils of Despair, yeah.
Oh.
Because Corruption was for mana or whatever.
Yeah, or Tendrils of Corruption, you gain life equal to the destroyed creatures.
Tendrils of Despair is even better, because for 2 black, you can make your opponent discard 2 cards, right? But then you do it to the black cat, so you're making your opponent discard 2 cards, and then also 1 at random, and then you draw 3 cards and have to discard a card. That's value, people. That is value town. That would feel so good. So yeah, we could say there's 7 solid cards from, even though it's not a solid 7. I'd say there's a solid 5, and 2 are kind of on the outskirts, just barely there. You know what I mean? But there's definitely 7 usable cards for Pauper in that set. So we'll call it 7. All right. Anyways, thanks for playing. See you on the next set, guys. That's it for me. From Pauper Dicks, ta-ta.
Like, share, subscribe.